Live from my bedroom, Sadler Studio. Coming up with a better name soon. But as you know, it's Stay Busy with the boy, Armon Sadler. Yeah. Good song. Never gets old. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of Stay Busy with Armon Sadler, where we have responsible discussions on the music business and the music culture. And when we are fortunate enough, we bring in some very cool people who do what we do or might not do what we do, but they do what they do well. So we want to hear their opinions, know the vibes. I am your host, head honcho, vegan chorizo poppy, 3 Mile Monday poppy, all that stuff.
Yeah.
I love that enthusiasm. Thank you. I am Armon Sadler. I don't do the show alone. I am blessed to have an extremely talented co-host, co-founder, co-everything. The boy Nick Early. How you feeling, man?
What's up, y'all? I'm feeling very, velvety and velourish today.
Hell yeah, man. That's better living right there, man. That's so like that shit came from Africa, my nigga. That shit is expensive. Come on, man.
You are so country. What's
Seven is on one.
What's up, y'all? My name is Nick Early, executive producer and co-host, and I'm super excited, happy to be here. We have a guest who is
y'all heard him already. Y'all heard his voice already.
Right. He just ruined his whole setup. But anyways, it's good. We're gonna have a good time today. This is a really good friend of mine. This is SE7EN, music producer, engineer, podcast, host of Channel 7 podcasts, all sorts of things, hailing from Atlanta, Georgia, DeKalb County to be exact, y'all. So we're really happy to have him. How you doing today, man?
Man, I'm feeling great, man. Thank you for having me on the show, man. It's been an honor just to be a part. I know we've been kind of just like back and forth with the talking unformally for a long time, but it's good to finally make shit happen. I'm excited.
I'm excited.
Yeah, absolutely. So we got a very, very special show planned for you guys. We got the rapid fire questions coming for Seven later. We got a full interview coming for Seven later. We're gonna get his opinion on some wild hot takes that that have already got Nick and Seven pretty infuriated. So before we get there,
infuriated is a great word.
Before we get there, we want to show love to our returning listeners, any first-time listeners, any unfortunately obtuse last-time listeners. Not sure why you would stop listening to the podcast, but hey, it's cool. Whether you like lemons or limes, melodies or rhymes, chips or fries, wings or thighs. So some real good options there, man.
Who's the best rapper in the world? Come on now, it's Armon Sadler. Come on.
I need wings. I'm gonna do wings and melodies and limes.
Okay.
On that. And fries. Wings, fries, melodies, and limes. Yeah, for me.
Yeah, fries definitely beat chips. Chips are for a sandwich. Fries, you could do a burger. You could do wings and fries. I feel like fries have more versatility in the,
they can go,
the environments you can eat them.
Yeah, exactly.
Of course, we want to give big love to our VP of everything, Kieran Hurley, the man you cannot see but you can feel here on the Zoom. Want to give big love to Zoom, allowing y'all to see our and Seven's beautiful black melanated, moisturized, hydrated faces. Know the vibe. Masks not stopping my beauty. Feel me?
It,
and even when I do got the mask on, the top half is still fire. So come on. You know the vibes. Lastly, big shout out to our distribution platform, Anchor. If you do not know, Anchor will distribute your podcast for free to all streaming platforms, and you can get some sponsored ads regardless of your listenership. Fellas, are y'all ready to chat?
Let's chat, man.
So I personally felt like we dropped the ball last week and not touching on this, so I wanted to get to this before anything else. Big rest in peace to King Von, a super young, talented artist A lot of people were a really big fan of him. And I think the most unfortunate thing for me is that rather than his life being focused on and that it was lost, the conversation was surrounding gang violence, and T.I. in particular made some comments about handling beef in your own city because Vaughn, a Chicago native, was killed in Atlanta. And I don't know, I just those comments just felt a little distasteful for me, like, just given the timing of everything. Like, yes, you should probably handle your beefs in your own cities, and I'm not going to claim to know gang culture or anything. Like, I'm from Englewood, New Jersey. Like I'm a big hip hop fan, a student, but I'm not going to act like I know the dynamics and the constructs and all that. But I mean, like, I just don't think that's the time for T.I. to be making such a. It almost felt condescending in a way because like someone lost their life in all this. So yeah, I just wanted to give Vaughn, his family, those who support him, those who are affected by this, their proper recognition and that proper love. On a more happier note, I was really excited about this. The Weeknd was announced to be performing at the Super Bowl, the upcoming Super Bowl halftime show in Tampa Bay, Raymond James Stadium. This is big because the Weeknd song "Blinding Lights" was the theme song for WrestleMania 36. And that was supposed to take place at Raymond James Stadium. So it's just like, look at what happened 1 year later. Now it's not just a theme song; he's performing there. Yeah. So like, we don't know whether they're gonna be able to have fans there or anything. That's major for the Weeknd. I mean, he's less than 10 years into his mainstream conscious career. He's obviously made like some really huge things happen in music, but like Super Bowl is usually reserved for like the really, really heavy hitters. Like that's like a different tier.
That's a different class.
Yeah, it is a different class when you think about like his people, his peers who've done that. Gaga, even Travis. It was huge for Travis to do it, I think.
Yeah.
Gaga, I mean Prince, every other rock act, Beyonce did one. It's a big thing. So like you said, this is him stepping into the next class of artists and stars. So good for him. We're happy for him.
I'm getting really excited thinking about his set list as well, because I think on a stage like that, you've got to go with the big hits. Like he's going to do Blinded Lights. He's going to do Heartless. He'll probably do Can't Feel My Face. He'll probably do like Often, Starboy. Yeah. Like all the really big stuff. But then it's like, yo, who's he going to bring out? Like if he's doing Starboy, then he's got to bring out Daft Punk. And then that means we can get I Feel It Coming. We get that joint too.
Yeah,
and then like who knows where him and Drake's friendship is at? Maybe he can bring Drake out. Maybe he brings out Nav. Like, hey, that Nav.
Here you go with Nav. Yo, wait, Seven, what you think about Nav?
Wait, he likes Nav?
Yeah, what do you think about Nav, Seven?
He likes Nav?
Yes. What's the problem? Say
don't get kicked off Zoom now.
No. So check me out. See, Armon, I thought we were growing into a very budding and fruitful relationship, but right now I think I'm starting to question, your judgment because you like
What's
Nav.
The problem with Nav?
You heard Nav's last project?
I don't need to. This shit is trash. Like everything.
And that's the problem. This is why we started Stay Busy. This is why we started.
Check me out.
Go ahead.
Every single feature that Nav has featured on from 2019 prior, he ruined the song. Why do I need to? Yes, it is.
Name one. All right, here.
Hold on.
I'm gonna mediate this because I don't know nothing about Nav.
Bro, what's the? I'm looking at what's the song with him and Travis, bro?
That's the one with Gunna. What was it called?
Is it called Safe Sex or something like that?
Yosemite? You think about Yosemite?
Yosemite, yes.
And
that's why they
had like 4 bars.
Check me out. That's why they had him at the end.
4 bars.
That's why they had him at the end, and that's why the engineer turned his vocals all the way down on the release because they didn't want this nigga to fuck up any of the revenue, any of the album sales.
This is a lot of Twitter slander I'm hearing. I don't know. I expect better. I expect a little better, but anyway.
Nav he's never benefited a track in any shape or form I have ever heard. Ever. He's not like, in comparison, I'm talking about Anderson .Paak. How Anderson .Paak, he's like a double. You put that nigga on anything.
Dog, you can't compare Nav and Anderson .Paak.
Check me out. No, check me. Let me finish. Nav is the exact opposite. You don't put him on anything because he's gonna fuck up everything.
That's funny because a lot of artists are putting him on tracks for a reason. Like
because he got money. He's Jewish.
He's not Jewish. You're chatting.
Who you bringing on our show, Nick?
Oh, this talking shit.
Who you bringing on our show? Anyways.
We're chatting.
The love of my life, Megan Thee Stallion, announced her debut album, Good News, set for November 20th. And this is some pretty good news, again, after the year she's had a big year, people focus on the negatives, but, it's like we've said on previous episodes, she collected her Infinity Stones with Beyonce and Cardi. She put out an op-ed. She's got the Savage Fenty partnership. And now it's like, and people have been waiting for her debut album because, Fever, they thought it was a debut. And then she said it was a mixtape. And then her last project in March, I forget the name, but it wasn't even that great, so it's whatever. But that they thought that was gonna be her debut album, it wasn't. So now it's like, all right, word. Meg is calling something her debut album. And beyond that, let me give a major shout out to former Stay Busy alum, former guest Taylor Crumpton. She wrote an op-ed on Meg, which was included in the cover art on Meg's album. That is
congratulations,
incredible. Incredible. So I'm excited to hear the Meg album. How are you guys feeling going into it? Now, there's been a lot of doubts about Meg's evolution as an artist. People were like, oh, her production's solid, she raps well, but it's kind of like it's very one-dimensional. So how do you guys feel? Are you excited to hear this?
I am. I'm excited to hear, like you said, how she moves away from that one dimension, or what we know her for, or just expands upon that. Obviously, we know we can expect WAPs, we can expect summer smashes, those sort of type of records. I really want to see her rap on this one. I want some different type of selection of beats. I want to hear different pockets. I hope they have some cool features on there as well. So yeah, I'm actually excited to see how it pans out. Given that she's been really on fire right now. So I'm excited to hear what you think, Seven.
Yeah, I'm excited too. Just like what you said, Armon, like she's had like 9 debuts. Like she's had a debut almost every year. So I'm glad that this is going to be the final debut. You know what I mean? I like Meg's evolution as an artist ever since was it 2018 when she kind of broke out for real.
Freak.
Yeah. Like she hard. Like I fuck with Meg. Like I like her music, you know what I'm saying? I fuck with a lot of the women rappers like now, and like they sound and that shit. Like it'd be so funny because like niggas really be listening to like the women rappers talk about pussy and all that shit. Yeah. And like I was at the light the other day. I put up to the light. I was playing what's that shit called with Mulatto, I think it is.
I know what song you're talking about.
No, it's not. It's by Beat King, Then Leave. It's big in the South. I don't know if it's up here in the North.
I'm not hip.
Oh, y'all not hip? Oh my God, that shit's going crazy in the South.
Okay.
But yeah, I put it to the light playing, Then Leave. A nigga rolled up next to me. He looked so confused, and I had to roll up my window in shame. Like, it's all good, bro. Like, it's just music. But
there's no shame. I got no shame. One of my favorite songs this year is "Pussy Talk" by City Girls. I have no shame about that.
See, now I see why we can be friends again. See, now we're
cool.
You know what I'm saying?
I had to get that back.
We good.
I'm just here existing today.
But Meg,
existing here today.
I'm excited about Meg, man. Yeah. She's been getting a lot of flack for the direction that she's been going in, but I like it. And I think she's on the right track, and I want her to continue going in what she's doing because she's really doing her fucking thing. Like she's the leader of the women at the moment, for real.
Yeah, 100%. As you can see, we're allowed to see SE7EN now. We had to tell him to brighten up his environment a bit because he was doing a bit too much capping, and it was causing a lot of shade in his room, and we couldn't see it.
Yeah, the cat
his sharp lineup.
Yeah,
we wanted y'all to see his sharp lineup. So now that is fixed, we could jump into some more new music. An exciting collab project that we got this past weekend. Future and Lil Uzi Vert dropped Pluto and Baby Pluto. 16-track project, no features. They only had one solo track each. I'll admit, going into it, I was a bit apprehensive because I didn't like Future's last project, High Off Life. I thought he's been doing really well feature-wise this year. Yeah. Uzi, I thought he's had a good year. His album was cool. The deluxe I liked better, and his features are always solid. I got through the project one and a half times. I thought Future had some really solid rap verses, but for the most part, I wasn't really too into it. And for the songs where Future kind of let me down, Uzi saved them, but none of his verses were like all that incredible either. So, I mean, and you guys know I try to be fair, I try to be responsible, but I'm gonna work on being a bit more blunt and straightforward.
I like it.
I ain't really like it.
This is so hard for you.
It is. It really, and because it's like it's been less than a day. It's like I don't want to be that guy.
Right.
But you feel how you feel, and I have no problem coming back in 2 weeks and saying, "Yo, like I listened more, it was better." But for now, I'm gonna keep it straight with y'all. I didn't really like it.
There you go.
That's real, man.
I didn't really like it. I think that Future has a very, very high standard of creation that we have come to appreciate and accept. And I don't know what it just doesn't feel like the motivation is there. And
Probably not.
You're probably right. It probably isn't. And I would love to know what it is, because like as a fan, and I try to go into things with not as much expectations and all that. But like it really is. It sucks to be disappointed. It sucks to be let down.
What are you looking for from these albums? Like, I'm very curious with this type of rap. Like, what are you listening for?
Future, and people try to say Future is like a very, like, he gives you the same type of stuff over and over. But when he links up with different artists, he gives you a really different feel. Like Future and Uzi, it kind of feels like music that you would listen to if you were like taking a flight to like Mars or something. And then like Future and
pop a whole bunch of drugs.
Yeah,
psychedelics.
You're gonna go to Mars.
It's a very psychedelic experience. And the Future and Thug, it feels very competitive with them. Like it feels like they get into the studio with each other, and like it's like, nah, I'm about to out rap you. And you know what it is about this Future Uzi project, which I wanted to mention. It felt mailed in. Like it didn't feel like they were in the studio making this together. And you can tell, like with that Freddie Gibbs and Big Sean track, when they were weaving in and out 2 bars each, they had to be together to make that. And if they weren't together, please feel free to let me know. Or the 2 Chainz album that dropped, 2 Chainz and Kanye were doing like an in and out thing. And even if it's Kanye, he's not the best rapper. It was still cool, and it felt more. You felt more of the synergy. And it's like Future and Uzi have a lot of creative synergy.
Yeah.
But it didn't feel like they were together really making moments out of that synergy. It felt like Uzi sent a track like, Future, lay this down, or Future sent something to him, lay this down. And like, because you can tell, like,
copy and paste.
Yeah, because it's like the gap between the verses would just be so, I'm like, yo, Future, how you let Uzi wash you like this? Like, what? Like, how'd you hear this? But it was like maybe Future sent the idea first, and then Uzi got to,
you never know. Yeah.
So there's a lot of speculation with it, but to sum it all up, I ain't really like it.
Regardless of how we feel about Kanye, I do want to say he's an immaculate rapper.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
You said he's not the greatest rapper. You're like, he's not Kanye's not the best rapper. You said that just now.
And he's not the best rapper.
No, but so you mean that? Like,
yeah.
Huh?
He's not the best rapper.
Did you eat breakfast today?
What you mean?
He's not the best rapper.
No. I'm not saying he's the best rapper. But
no.
Can't diminish. Like you sounded like, and
he's a high. He's a high level.
Yeah. No. And like, what you're saying is exactly what I meant.
Oh, he's saying like he didn't deliver.
He don't really rap like that.
Like he's made really great rap songs over his career. I don't look at Kanye as an incredible rapper. Like,
man, you like Nav.
A lot of other rappers we've heard.
Armon.
He likes Nav. Come on, like what can we expect?
You talking about me?
Yeah, we're talking about you. You like Nav.
I'm not a big Nas fan at all.
No, Nav.
No, he's saying Nav.
Oh, Nav.
Okay,
Nav,
enough
whatever.
Nav.
I mean, wait. So you guys look at Kanye like as an elite rapper.
Yes.
Fascinating.
I thought that was.
Wait, is that
was like understood.
Like, what are you talking about?
I thought that was understood.
What are you talking about?
Well, I want the viewers, as you're listening to this, I want you all to come to Twitter
when
you hear this.
And I don't even like Kanye, like for personal reasons. I don't like him. But come on, like we're not gonna act like this nigga is not like what? Come on,
really? Like graduation, late registration.
Oh, there are some incredible verses on that. Absolutely, many of which were written. But like at the end of the day, it's like there, like in terms of rapping ability, in terms of rapping, there are so many other people that will put.
Yeah, I know,
and especially Kanye at this point in his career, like there's no verse the last 3 years that I'm like getting crazy about coming back.
So what I was saying is that the way you said it, and which is how you meant it, apparently.
And he's doubling down.
You can't throw it like, oh yeah, he also like he's not the best rapper. You can't say that. No one's saying No one's saying he's like top. He's not in my top 10. He's not in like none of that.
Wait.
He's
So
worthy
wait.
in top 10s though.
No, but he's
what's
like
wrong with how I
he's
said
in people's top 10.
Yeah, I know that.
But the way you said it is if Kanye don't rap.
Right, exactly.
Kanye raps.
No, of course he raps. I listen to the songs.
No,
he be rapping.
No.
He's not an elite rapper to me. Is what I'm saying.
Like, so who's an elite rapper?
I've said the same things over and over. I don't get why.
Kanye's inspired a generation of rappers.
Wait, hold on.
Kanye's inspired a generation of creators and music makers.
Of course, of artists.
I don't think people look at Kanye like, yo, the way Kanye raps, like the way he delivers his bars and all that. Like and hey, please feel free to correct me if I'm wrong because
you're wrong.
I'm not an artist, but I think the music, like if you look at 808s, if you look at Jesus, if you look at late registration, graduation, I think the music, the production, the overall just the aura of it, and then the fact that Kanye as this non-hood type, like more of a nerd, but backpack rapper type of nigga can like do this stuff. He has definitely encouraged a lot of people to like who may not identify with the previous standards of hip hop to go into hip hop. But I'm not saying just his rapping ability, like the way Kanye delivers bars and punchlines.
Armon, what's your sign?
Is what I'm a Cancer, a proud Cancer.
Okay.
You know the vibe.
All right. I just
we got so much more to get to, but.
Need to know for mine.
I don't really get. I'm really puzzled as to why this is such a
This is a thing.
This
is what I want to happen. This is what I want to happen.
Kanye is an elite music maker and producer.
Like nigga, you said
niggas don't look at him. I never said he can't rap.
You're acting like he can't rap, bro.
I said he's not the best rapper.
Your demeanor.
There's a very significant difference.
Your demeanor
between saying he can't rap.
I know, but your demeanor and your words and your gestures and your body language gives the impression.
That's because of the way y'all reacted to me.
Because we're reacting towards the impression that you are giving that Kanye's lyrical ability is not elite top tier greatness.
It's not.
Your act.
It's not. It's not. Like,
all right,
and that's okay. That's okay.
Armon, this is the strangest take I've ever heard from you. I didn't know you felt this way.
Yeah, I like.
I did not know you felt this way.
I love Kanye. Drive Slow, Homecoming, all like look, classic music. Classic songs, classic
with strong rapping
vibes, classic energy.
You can't be classical.
Solid rapping.
Lyrics.
Solid rapping.
Lyrics make them classics as well.
They're written by other people.
Stop that.
Rapped by him. Hold on, but
rapped
by him. He raps them.
Stop that. No. He writes his bars. Stop that. We're not gonna do that.
Talk to Sci-Hi, talk to Push, talk to Hove.
So that means
we could get on your boy Drizzy too. We can get on your boy.
Don't do no. And that's very lame of you to do. Yeah. No. 7 The problem is because like me and Nick discussed this extensively. We discussed Drake's ghostwriting stuff extensively.
I'm being funny.
Are we doing that to infuriate me because I'm sitting here trying to be rational and y'all not letting me be rational. Y'all not letting me be rational. I thought I explained myself very rationally.
No. You explained yourself very well. But very well and incorrectly, because you're wrong. You're wrong.
Well, anyways, so we're gonna table this one.
Y'all drinking the Kanye Kool-Aid. It's fine.
Oh, here we go. All right, next.
There was some other music that dropped. Masego dropped Studying Abroad EP. Nick, how'd you feel about that?
I didn't get to check out the full thing, but so I'm not gonna give a half-baked take like Kanye can't rap. But what I will say about this is that I love Masego
right now. I will leave this soon.
Masego is a dope artist, rapper, creative, and I'm excited for this EP. So I've heard a few of the singles. Passport, Mystery Lady, I believe is the name of the song. That was the one I think with Don Toliver was the most recent single. But yeah, he's had a few little joints out. I'm excited for him. He's just like a dope person. So yeah. We'll check it out. If y'all haven't checked it out, check it out. I'll have heard it by the time y'all hear this. So here we go. Next one.
2 Chainz dropped an album, So Help Me God. Dropped features include NBA YoungBoy, Kanye West, Brett Faiyaz, Rick Ross, BJ Chicago Kid, bunch of other people. Pretty cool. Really good production. I wasn't too inspired by the raps. I think 2 Chainz is a really good hook maker, but some of his hooks can be a bit too repetitive. Um,
Yeah.
and yeah, I don't. It didn't really give me the feeling that, and not that I'm looking for the same feeling that older projects gave me, but his rapping sounded a lot more inspired on Pretty Girls Like Trap Music, which is one of my favorite 2 Chainz projects ever. A rapper go to the league was really solid, and he put out a solid EP in 2018. The Play Don't Care Who Makes It, that was really good. But this project, the rapping just didn't feel all that inspired to me. So I mean, I'll revisit it. But 2 Chainz will always give you some really solid beats. Chief Keef had production on there. A bunch of people had production on there that was really solid. So yeah, I would suggest you all check that out. Davido dropped an album, A Better Time. I didn't get a chance to check it out yet, but I would definitely say you all check that out. Goody Mob dropped an album, Survival Kit. I would also say you all check that out. I know there's a lot of excitement for that. Russ, who is quite a polarizing figure in music. And look, but before people get into their stuff, and I usually don't do this. I just want to say I've been a Russ fan since 2016.
We can connect on something. Jesus Christ!
And there were a lot of people who didn't want Russ to be successful because of his ego or because of how he looks, whatever. And he has over the years proven himself as a machine by himself.
Yeah.
He raps well. He does the melody stuff well. Like, for example, this track he dropped last night, Who Wants What, is featuring Absol. He can rap with Absol, and then he'll give you an R&B track with Kehlani. So but all my takes aside, y'all go ahead.
Do you think Kanye West rap?
Here you go. We're not bringing this back.
I just want to know.
We're done with the Kanye.
I need the context. Done with Kanye. Does Russ rap better than Kanye? I just need a context question.
No
follow up.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks. I just want to test the water.
When I listened to this, I was shocked. I was thoroughly shocked.
Cool rollout too. With
rollout was. I love the rollout. It felt nostalgic. And I think what's smart about Russ is that, of course, I really respect him as a business person. I found that a lot of his music is kind of, sometimes like I either like it or I don't. It's just kind of hot or cold. And that's fine. I mean, some people really go hard for him, whatever. But what I really love is that I think his approach about kind of what the industry is doing, I'm doing the exact opposite. Russ doesn't follow any sort of normal release schedules or anything like that. That man puts out everything. He puts out everything all the time, which is really cool. And I think that, kind of I was watching the music video today with Tigga and Absol, and it's just like, it's so smart. He's talking in the bars about like doing things that not everyone else is doing. And I think the sound that is cutting through right now, he has a bar in there to talk about like, everyone sounds like Future, Young Thug, and I forget the other rapper he named, but he said like, one of the bars is like everyone sounds like that, and I was like, yeah, that's why this song is getting traction right now, because it doesn't sound like anything. So I was really shocked. He came to rap. He rapped on that joint, period. It was great. So that's all I got about it.
Nah, I fuck with this shit too, man. I think to Armon's point, like a lot of people, they get intimidated by Russ because not only does he talk the talk, but he walks the walk. And he gonna talk about that walk that he talking, you know what I'm saying, in his raps. Yeah. And it makes people feel small because they automatically, in comparison, get insecure because they're like, damn, like, I'm in a 360 deal, or I'm a broke-ass rapper in my hometown, and I don't know how to blah, 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 whatever. But if you look at it in a different perspective, I feel like his music is confidence rap, you know what I'm saying? Like you're supposed to listen to that shit and get inspired and get fueled personally, to me, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Cause that's how I take it. Like I'm not like a super like heavy Russ fan like you, Nick. Like some shit hit or miss, you know what I mean? Like sometimes it's generic, sometimes it's fire. But whenever he is talking that big boy shit, I fuck with it because, you know what I'm saying, I can resonate on my own end. Absol went crazy. Oh my God. Like Absol is.
And it's always good to hear from Absol.
Right.
Yeah.
Absol
dropping as much.
I just looked into space at one point in the record because I was like, is he really just saying these things right now? like word, but it's a solid single, man, for sure.
Yeah, and I think this whole Russ thing and kind of like the issues we brought up as to why people he doesn't appeal to certain people could have to do with the conversation Nick and I had last week about, personas versus music. How people kind of don't like certain artists because they come off as a uncool. We talked about Nav last week as one of the examples. He comes off as uncool to a lot of people. And whether you like the music or not, Nav's look, he doesn't look like the type of rapper that people would aspire to look like. And perhaps it's the same for Russ. In addition to how cocky slash arrogant he is, a lot of people don't really
I don't believe he's cocky or arrogant though. I don't. I believe he's confident. And like
he's very confident, but it definitely teeters on arrogance because he it's one thing to kind of inspire people to do it themselves, but it's another thing he's feels like he's constantly like dragging his nuts on the table, like yo, I'm doing everything myself, like why y'all need managers, why y'all need labels? That's stupid. Like you're playing yourself, all that, and it's kind of like you can maybe be a little nicer about it, but
he's
at the end of the day. Yeah, at the end of the day, like you earn the right to talk the way you want to talk.
But that's what I mean.
Helpful.
And that's what I mean, though. Like, I feel like people are so geared towards insecurity because confidence in its like pure nature is rebellion. Because this world teaches you and breeds you to be insecure from the beginning. So the fact that he says like, "Hey guys, like I'm doing all this over here," and he's the only person saying his own praises, it comes off as arrogant. But it's to me, I resonate with that because that's confidence to me. You know what I'm saying? Being arrogant is like you telling him something and then he's like, no, I'm not going to listen to you. Fuck what you're saying because I have all this over here. You know what I'm saying?
Like he does say that though.
Now, have you listened to the interview with him and Joe Budden though?
Yes, the pull up. Yes, of course. Yeah, I listened to it. But what I say is this: Russ is coming from a good place, but his delivery is
privilege or a good place. What do you mean?
No. He's coming from a good place, meaning like
intention.
His heart is in the right place. When he's telling rappers, when here's a lot of the things. I don't want to spend too much time on Russ, but most of the thing is when he says to rappers like independent rappers, I don't feel bad for you if you got screwed out of a deal. When he says those sort of things, he's technically right. But
it doesn't read well with him.
But it doesn't read well because you don't know each person's circumstances. Some people could have been literally led astray,
homeless and needed a deal.
Whatever it is, whatever the circumstances, and then he's kind of this thing like,
it's your fault.
It's your fault, rapper. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And he's a good place of saying, educate yourself. There's no excuses, which that's true. There's no excuse of why you shouldn't understand deals, so on and so forth. But like. Certain things you can't control in certain business deals, maybe things you don't know or whatever. But I mean, that's it for us. But I think he's, like I said, ruthlessly helpful.
Yeah. Couple more releases. Some things that I know I didn't get to, but I know Nick got to this one. Sir, Footsteps in the Dark, Part 1 and 2.
Yes. Sir, this is a cover of a classic record, Isley Brothers record, Footsteps in the Dark. Y'all know the song. You've heard it. Ice Cube sampled it. Today was a good day, if you know. So, but he's singing the original. Sir singing the original record, covering that by the Isley Brothers. The drum intro is also the intro for To Them changes, but it's been sampled by so many people. So it's a super great record. Sir does it justice. He's an amazing singer, amazing talent. I love his delivery of records. So yeah, it sounded perfect for him.
All right, can't wait to hear it. The City Girls dropped a remix to one of my favorite songs of the year, Pussy Talk.
My favorite too, yeah.
And this remix caused a bit of a head scratch, similar to Saweetie's Tap In remix, because it featured all men, Quavo, Lil Wayne, and Jack Harlow. And now I know me personally, going into the Saweetie Tap In remix, I was like, okay, I mean, DaBaby, Jack Harlow, Post Malone, they're all big names. They're gonna help the streams. This is what we do for remixes. But it's Saweetie. It's a song more geared towards women, empowering women. So it would have made more sense to have women features. And then you look at City Girls Pussy Talk. They're literally talking about the language that your pussy talks. You would think you would have some people who know the language that their individual pussies talk as well. And at the end of the day, Quavo, Jack, Lil Wayne, and Jack, I'm sure they get plenty of women. I'm sure they have, acquiesced themselves to the language of WAPs. But this just seemed like another opportunity to get a mulatto, to get, Meg, to get Flo Milli, to get Dream Doll, to get so many other artists on there. Like, the original song featured Doja Cat. So it's like, it just seemed like an alley-oop to you could get Tiana. You could go so many different directions.
They could have gone crazy.
I'm definitely going to give the song a fair listen. I hate to critique something just based off of the track listing and the features, but it was something that a lot of people were frustrated by. So I just wanted you guys' take on, these empowering songs for women that feature popular men and are looking to get the streams, more towards the business of the record than the cultural impact of the record. Like, how y'all feel about it?
Seven, go ahead, quick on this
one. Man, I haven't heard the record, but I'm sure I'm gonna love it just because I know the original. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like what you said, Armon. Like, the pussy talk, man. It's bilingual, man. You gotta know the language, man. I'm fluent in it.
Coming up next,
Mark's episode is explicit.
Coming up next.
So K-Camp dropped his deluxe to the Kiss 5 album. I know that was very popular this year.
Yeah, especially in the South.
Yes. K-Camp's been doing this thing for a while. Money, baby. Money, baby.
He needs more love.
Yeah, he definitely does. There's a lot of people who will put Kiss 5 in the top of their list for albums this year. So, we'll see what happens end of the year. But definitely check that out. And Danny Lay's beautiful, talented self dropped an album movie. I didn't know it was coming out. Maybe I didn't check my press emails this week.
I didn't realize it was a whole album.
Yeah.
I thought it was just a single, but
yeah,
we'll check it out soon.
She got Party on there. She got Gunna. She got a couple other names on there. So it should be pretty cool.
She did in Spanish though too. Finally, she's embracing that. Ooh. I did hear a snippet of that. Okay. So I'm excited for her.
Cool. A couple holiday releases. Lil Nas X dropped a single Holiday. I
heard that. I heard that this morning.
How was
it? He's playing towards the 5th. He's playing towards 12 and up.
Yeah, and it's like
he's playing towards that age.
Him going pop. Him going pop, bro, was the worst thing he could have ever done for his career. I said that shit years ago.
Your word. Why you say that?
Because, like, how do I say this in a very condensed form? He had the world at his fingertips, right? He had the opportunity to literally create and shift an entirely different sound and genre, but dropped the ball. He dropped the ball by going pop, obviously, and following what the label wanted. But like to what you said, like now you're catering to 12-year-olds and white kids, and like it completely like derailed from his original path to success, which was like, like I said, the country shit and like the movement of hip hop that still was like elemented in that, and still having like that white audience, because obviously like you're making country trap like that, we've never heard that now, you know what I'm saying? And this shit came as quick as it went. I don't feel like he's ever going to see the success and the heights of Old Town Road, because that was such a monumental moment. Like that shit went fucking quadruple, triple diamond as a single, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I feel like everything now will be kind of just like a shot at the dark, trying to chase that magnitude of success because you went the pop route, and it's literally night and day from how you first started. You know what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying. Go ahead, Armon.
One second. Just wrapping up, like, and you haven't heard it, but to me, I felt like it was very cheesy. The record was, like it was like he was popping his shit a little bit, like yo, I did all this off of one single, but it's like it doesn't hit the same because of what type of music that you're making. You know what I'm saying? Right. So. And it was very cheesy. I listened to it. Just to obviously listen to it. It sounded good, obviously, because like he has the backing of Atlantic and they're polishing everything. So it sounds great. The video was really cool too, but
video was cool from what I saw.
Yeah, I'm never listening to that song again though, because it doesn't have a lot of replay value at all. It's very gimmicky. There it is. It's very gimmicky.
The song is produced by Tay Keith, I believe, right?
Yeah, Tay Keith and Day Trip.
So he's kind of still keeping those ties to hip hop, even if he's taking things in a different direction.
Yes,
like
some skills on.
I wouldn't be surprised to see him come with like a hip hop feature next, just to keep a hold on all of his the different lanes of his fan base that he gained with Old Town Road. I don't know. Like we'll
I would say yes, but remember he had that shit with Nas. and it was trash.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
It literally was like niggas just listen to it, just listen to it, and that's exactly what I mean because his Nick, why you laughing?
It is what it is.
Because like that's what I'm saying. Everything now going forward with Lil Nas X because he's literally shifted trajectory and went to pop is going to be a fail shot in the dark in comparison to Old Town Road because he literally did the worst thing he could have did for his career. Like
you know what's, but what I will say to that, what I say to that is that I think he's one of those kids who's he's in his artist development phase and he struck gold. I feel like he struck gold too soon.
Too soon.
No, he's developing, dude. He's still young. I'm saying
he doesn't have the luxury to develop now because.
Oh yeah, because he struck.
I think he got too successful. Yeah,
right.
Really he struck gold off the first joint, like super crazy, like the biggest piece of gold in history, top 10, like. And I think he just like he didn't have an identity yet, so I think we don't know who he is, and I think that whole pop thing that you may be feeling is like him just being inserted into that label machine, and they're like, let's make more money.
Exactly. They're going to show him up and spit him out. It's going to be terrible to see.
That's how it is, and so I mean, it may feel gimmicky to us, but it's going to feel real to like 12 and up, like and that's fine.
I don't even think they'll like his shit though. To be honest,
honestly, it plays to that. It plays to that fast food generation, that like super instant access, whatever. But anyways, enough about him.
Couple other holiday releases. Love Renaissance, one of my favorite labels. Label groups. They'll be releasing a holiday project November 16th. If you do not know Love Renaissance, they have Black, Summer Walker, Drum, Boogie, couple other artists. So. Should be pretty good. We also got some previous holiday releases already. Tori Kelly released October 30th, and JoJo released October 30th as well. So plenty of holiday music for you already. I know people got the Mariah Carey going and the Chris Brown this Christmas, and well, you should play the original first. Don't
Donny Hathaway.
Donny Hathaway. Don't like the Chris Brown joint was cool, but Donny's is better, right? So play the Donny joint. But. Also want to give big love to Roddy Ricch and Lil Baby, the only two artists to go double platinum this year. Very, very major. And we talk about
rap, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
And again, we talk about how crazy this year is and how much certain acts rely on touring and everything. And for them to accomplish that is pretty major. Getting to some hot takes before we get into the half and half. I'll start with a lighter one before we get into the main event hot take. I don't really know how much of a hot take this is, but I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts. Tev, very, very loyal follower of Stay Busy. Shout out to Tev.
Shout out Tev. What's up, Tev?
He said there's lots of money to be made in clean versions of songs. And he specified clean and not songs that are, curses are edited out, like actual clean versions where you use substitutes as, profanity.
Look at Michael Jackson.
I agree.
Period. That's my case study for that.
Yeah.
You don't like... I think there is, it's funny, me and G been having this conversation a lot. Like, a lot of people, there's certain artists who like their music is like the best, the clean music that does the best is music that's inadvertently clean. Mm-hmm. Like music that you listen to it and you're like, wait, oh yeah, he didn't cuss. Like, oh, it's actually clean. Like, but it's, what I'm saying? Where it's not even they're not trying to be clean. It's just clean.
It's just good songwriting.
Exactly. It's just good songwriting. You don't have to curse. It's not anywhere in the rules a requirement to say that you have to curse or that you have to say certain things in a song for it to be good or considered great. And I mean, I think it's even much so like I think it speaks to people if they can write without cursing, and it like shows how crafty you are, and especially you can write good songs on it. So I mean, you look at a lot of the music from what early 20th century to now, to probably like around the 80s, 90s is when we started seeing that, but a lot of the greatest songs of all time don't have any profanity or vulgar language. So I don't think that's really like a thing that people would debate, but I think there's a lot of money into that because you get brand deals off that. You get movie deals off that. You get all types of stuff. So
yeah, sync to TV shows and all that. Yeah. And well, like you said, with the songwriting, like some songs sound better clean than explicit. Like, we talk about Shorty's a 10 versus Shorty's the shit. We talk about sensual seduction versus sexual eruption.
And then Tipsy.
Tipsy, yep. Yeah,
Tipsy is the last one. We have a little, we've talked about this in Those three songs are great examples of songs that just sound better clean. Like the forced the explicit version sounds forced. So, but yeah, I don't think that's too hot of a take.
Yeah,
I like it. Shout out to you, Tav.
Tev.
My apologies.
Yeah.
Tev.
At Tenacious Tev on Twitter.
Tenacious Tev. My apologies, Tev.
And the main event hot take. East Atlanta love letter. Oh, first of all, this comes from Ryan McLennan, frat from Upsilon Kappa. Shout out to Ryan, good guy. I believe his @ name is Superlative MLK on Twitter. Yeah. So his hot take is East Atlanta love letter by Black is the top 5 best R&B album of the last 2 decades. This is hard for me to. This is hard for me to address. But hey, as a very big fan of someone, you have to be honest.
What are we doing here?
Look, man.
What are we doing here? I just want to know. What's the vibes? What are we doing here?
I would give you top 5 of the last couple years, but like stop at like 2017. Like stop at 2017 because
this nigga didn't even say Free Black, the one that's actually good. Like,
well, hold on.
Wait. I can at least acknowledge that it's a good project.
Come on,
there's no way.
Free Black is better than East Atlanta Love Letter. Come on.
I don't agree, but it's okay.
I disagree as well.
Yeah, but it's all right.
Island on that.
It's all right. First of all, you gonna pronounce my man's name right because it sounds like you're saying Nas and. Like, come on, man! Like, pronunciate, King.
Is it Nav or Nav?
Nav.
Yeah, see, look, give me the nigga name is ugly. Nav. Sound like Nosley. Nav.
So with this East Atlanta love letter take, I do think it's a really strong album. I love it, but I can't give you top 5 once we get to 2017. Once you get to the Freudians, the Controls. Like, and honestly, with these last couple of years, you got Snow's album, you got Shea Butter Baby, you got Sir's album. Like, even top 5 of the last couple of years is really like, hey, it's strong. But Black is a very, very good songwriter. There are some very high highs on that. But if you're talking last 2 decades, that's when you get into Channel Orange, Blonde, A Seat at the Table, Lemonade, In My Own Words by Neo, Confessions, Ready. Man. Like
Confessions,
come on, like
come on. Let's not even joke with this. Next. My boy, all love, all respect, and we're laughing because not we disrespecting you as a person or your take anything. We just, given all the albums that Armon just mentioned, man, I don't know how we could ever say that this album is in the top 5 of not just this decade, but the one before that.
Both of them.
Right. Like Chasing Summer by Sir was amazing. Like, come on.
There's and not even in the last year is it top 5.
Yeah.
In the year it came out, maybe I would say that to me that's like a subjective thing. If even in the year that it came out, that's a personal thing. There's no in that 5-year period from 2015 to today that can you say that album is a top 5 R&B project. It's almost disrespectful to the people that are doing R&B.
I'm in Atlanta and I don't feel that way. Case closed. Well, case closed.
Look,
I like these hot takes. Let's do more of these.
Yeah, cool. We'll make it a weekly thing. Man, these brothers been talking. But I know we thirsty, we starving. So, brother, what you sipping on?
I was sipping on some matcha earlier today, but I done drank it. All these crazy takes that we've been talking about today. So, our half and half is coming out of NBCnews.com today. It's a hit. Beyonce is teaming up with Peloton, and it says shares of Peloton have soared 240% this year, largely due to the pandemic. This is by Alyssa Newcomb. So shout out Alyssa Newcomb. For those who don't know, Peloton is a fitness and tech company that basically creates their own content. They have their own software, own hardware, and they basically have created bikes, treadmills, as well as fitness programming. And the idea was it for people who don't have time to, really work out. They can work out from home and have these systems in their house. The company has grown immensely there, and even more so during the pandemic, since people couldn't go to the gym, people ordering bikes, Peloton, all sort of things. a really cool thing about Peloton is that they incorporate music and a lot of, so the way they treat their fitness instructors are basically like talent, and they curate music playlists as well as they curate their classes have like music as they curate through this class. So when you go onto the Peloton platform and you click the class, it shows you the playlist of what the music is going to be playing. You can take that playlist and listen to it, so on and so forth. What's really great about this is that Beyonce has teamed up with them for kind of a twofold situation. Beyonce, of course, they're now going to be allowing her content, her music to be played and incorporated to the classes. But more specifically, what I want to get into is that they have announced a partnership with her that it will integrate her music with the platform and provide connectivity and partnerships with HBCUs, giving, which is very exciting. It's going to be giving 10 students at Beyonce announced that plans to give a free 2-year of digital memberships to students at 10 historically Black colleges and universities, which is committing to building long-term recruiting partnerships with those schools to bring in new talent, which I think this is amazing. Like, this is huge. I mean, Peloton is a very interesting company. So insofar that they kind of have integrated in this tech fitness music space, which I think is something that's really growing and really budding in the pandemic and just in general. So I'm really excited that they were able to team up with them, and they have made a very forthcoming commitment to, back in February, they settled with the National Music Publishers Association to make sure that their playlists and that all the artists are getting properly compensated insofar as licensing goes. So they're a very responsible company in regards to music content and curators, and making sure that we're getting everything that we deserve so far as licensing goes. So I'm really excited about this. This sounds dope. People are going to get a lot of it. So I just wanted to share that for y'all who don't know. All right.
All right. Cool. Good half and half. So I want to give another shout out to our employee of the month, Olivia. As you know, she's a social and digital media strategist for Trippie Redd, director and founder of Amethyst Collab. They do consultations, branding, decks, and playlist marketing. And she hosts digital panels exclusively for women in marketing, A&R, and management. So shout out to Olivia one more time. But as y'all know, it is time to get into the best part. Well, everything is the best part of this podcast, but one of y'all favorite parts. So Frank, take us to the slide deck, my brother. Okay. So we got a lot of great music to get to. We have a guest submission. We have an artist submission as well. Our first artist submission that we're very, very, very excited about. So why don't we start off with our guest? What did you bring for us to play today, good sir?
I brought to you my very own Sade Smooth, my recent single featuring Josias. I say is the best underground R&B single to come out of Atlanta in the past 3 years. You can stamp me on that. And it is what it is.
3 years. Ooh, spicy. Well, let's hear what you got, sir.
Yeah. Hey. Yeah.
Let's get to work.
Smooth like moves like Sade. Clash with the clash of the sass and the flashy. Move past the flashes of all that you could be. You got the power, now walk like the Bee Gees. There is no abundance for your mouth if you're greedy. All you ever gonna do is just keep on wanting more, extra, read me. We ignore the beggars cause we are so needy. Wordsmith like your pastor or professor, but I am lesser, but we is more, so I am better. It'll take a TV series to share all my endeavors. The young and restless need some checks that is impressive, or else we pressin'. I mean no pressure. You can leave your money on the dresser, just know it's mine, and time is on the side of the collector. Peace and blessings in my flows with the undertone. You might not wanna see me when I lose control. You can tell by the way I walk, I don't wanna be bothered by you. Each day I mind my business cause we're busy enough. No time for your attitude. I know I'm staying alive cause I know I'ma die on the day that I need to. I am not worried about what is out of my hands. Either way, I'ma make it through smooth. I move so smooth.
Okay. Now I like.
Yes, sir.
So, curious.
What's up?
Tell me why you think that's R&B. Dun, dun, dun.
Well, I think it's R&B.
Yeah.
Tempo, chords, content, feel. What else?
I'm just playing the other side. You know, some people might argue that is rap, sir? That it feels like a rapping, melodic rapping.
I mean, I can see how they would make that argument, but I feel like it's a combination of all musical elements. It has some jazz in there, some jazz elements in there. You know what I'm saying? And I think that speaks to the genius of both me and Josiah to be able to blend. And why are you laughing?
Because I'm laughing because it's so you. That's why I'm laughing. Because it speaks to my genius.
I mean, it speaks to both of our genius. Right, me and Josiah. Yeah.
I'm laughing is because it's so you.
I know. But nah, Josiah's a genius as well, man. Like the best songwriter I have ever came across. Swear to God. Like,
shout out Josiah's.
The best songwriter I've ever came across, ever. You know what I'm saying? Put him in a room with anybody. I promise you, he'll body him. Swear to God.
There you go.
But you know what I mean? We were able to curate a universal sound like that pays homage to R&B and hip hop, jazz, and really just a lot of musical taste that are known before it. So we're just building off of that.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, thank you for bringing that. Nick, what you got for us, my man?
I have my wife elect. I have the amazing, the incredible, From Across the Pond, but number one in my heart. Please Don't Make Me Cry by Leanne LaHavis, produced by Aqualung, Nick Hakim, and Leanne LaHavis.
There it is.
Now y'all see. I love her.
Nah, she's
good.
She's been out for a really long time, man. And she's, everyone in the UK really knows. And a select few out here, I feel like, understand and know her.
Hey, man. UK got them singers, man. If the women don't keep heat, like the UK gonna body everybody in America.
They don't skip steps over.
They don't play.
Crazy.
They don't skip steps. They go back to the records and they listen and they emulate and they create their own sound. She's an amazing instrumentalist, songwriter, singer.
Yeah.
A lot of that album, if you haven't heard it, it's her. It's a self-titled album, Leanne LaHavis. Go check that out, y'all. You would really, really love it. You won't be let down. My top 5 of this year. It's in my top 5 so far.
That's cool.
Yeah,
what you got?
Nick got a trusted top 5, so I gotta tap in. I brought an older track that I rediscovered a couple days ago, and I was like, "Oh man, this joint hit me. I need to play this." So this is "Crush" by Yuna, featuring the legend, one of the R&B goats, Usher. This is produced by the Fisticuffs.
Asking me what classic like you and me. I'll be coming down, 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 down. I'll be coming down, 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 down. I feel a little rush. I think I got a little crush on you. I hope it's not too much. But boy, when I'm with you, I hear it. My heart singing la 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 la.
You know what's funny, Armon? When I saw that song, I was like, why did Armon pick that song? Then I was like, you know what? Enough time has passed for people who didn't catch that record for this to feel so new to them and to feel
Yeah.
so
Never
great.
heard of that or heard.
Oh, you
That
never
was-
heard
There
that
it
record?
is.
Oh, that's hard, man.
Yeah.
I love that record. Super good
Jeez,
record.
so we had a whole R&B set today. Like, everybody-
Yeah, that's a stay busy way. I don't remember if it was 2016 when I first found this track, but yeah, it was just like, and you know, it's like you never hear of someone, you see a name you never heard, you hear the voice, you're like, oh, she nice. And then you see featuring Usher, and we didn't get to his verse, but like you hear his verse, you like, yo, they really put together something
Yeah.
special.
oh, yeah, I
And-
can tell, man.
Yeah, and Yuna's got so much good content. I've kept up with her throughout finding her. So strongly suggest you gotta check out Yuna.
Yeah,
I love that record. Our last track. This is again an artist submission. We talked about him on our bulletin board last week. Will Cherry just started a project called Burgundy, and this week we have a track off of his project called Flip. So we're gonna get into Flip.
Used to hit you on your flip phone, just to make sure that you get home. Baby, why you have to trip on me? Baby, why you have to flip on me? Used to hit you on your flip phone, just to make sure that you get home. Hoping that you hear this song, 'cause it's a love song, love song. Got what you need, shawty. Got what you need, shawty. Just come and see about me. Just come and see about me. I just can't be without you. I just can't be without you. Think I can't breathe without you. Think I can't breathe without you. Got what you need, shawty. Got what you need, shawty. Just come and see about me. Just come and see about me. I just can't be without you. I just can't be without you. Think I can't breathe without you. Think I can't breathe without you.
Yeah.
Hey, Will Cherry.
So-
Will Cherry.
That was Flip by Will Cherry, produced by Will Cherry, SE7EN, and Matthias Young. I really like Will does a lot of the extra things that a lot of, I don't want to say up and coming artists, because Will's been doing this thing for a while, super talented, but a lot of artists we hear, like they kind of do the minimalist thing, or they do like just enough, but like I saw your face when you heard certain harmonies and like different joints, like Will really put together something.
He put some effort into it.
Yeah, some genuine effort. Like there's structure, there's layers to the record. I really like the hook and like his tone on it too. So yeah, Burgundy was really, really dope. I strongly suggest y'all check that out. And artists, as you see now, it's not just submit your stuff for feedback or potential play. We gonna play your records. Like aside from the records Nick and I choose and who our guests gonna choose, we gonna play records every week to really put the people on. We're not just gonna say your name. We're gonna let them hear you. So if there's any time to send us music, send it to us at StayBusyPod on IG or Twitter, or email us staybusypod@gmail.com. The slide deck playlist, which we update weekly, is on all platforms. Hit the link tree in our bio. You know the vibes. That said, gentlemen, are y'all ready? Are y'all ready to get into auto reply?
I'm so excited. Let's do it.
So,
Get it cracking, man.
Seven, we kind of prompted you on this earlier, but auto reply, essentially, Nick and I are going to trade off, going back and forth, giving you a word, and you are going to respond with the first word or words that come to your mind, when we say that. So I will let Nick get started.
All right. So the first word is going to be soulful.
Grandma.
Okay. Capitalism.
Fuck it.
That's 2 words.
Hey,
The cab.
home, man. Greatness.
Podcast.
Channel 7.
Platform.
Apple Music.
Community.
Love.
Ingenuity.
So many words. Uniqueness.
And legacy.
Me.
Jonathan.
Original.
Okay. Like that.
Yo, my bad. I skipped
No,
one.
you're good. You're good.
It worked. It worked.
See what I did there? I see
Yeah. You good. You good. Yo, y'all pretend I ain't say nothing. But as I said, we are so blessed to have music producer, engineer, and host of Channel 7 podcast, 7 here. I know Nick had the chance to connect with him personally when you went down to Atlanta, if I remember correctly.
2 different times. Yeah. I went up to New York and he came down here too.
Right. Amazing. And so Nick was a guest on Channel 7. Great episode. If y'all haven't heard it, definitely check it out. But yeah, 7 is from Atlanta, producer. So we want to give you guys a chance to learn everything about the world of 7. He had a lot of really cool things going on over the last several months and several years. So I think, the best place for us to start, where we start with everyone, is what are your earliest memories in the current world of 7, as we want to call it?
Man, that's such a great question, and it's ironic too because literally maybe 3 days ago, I was on my YouTube. I don't know what made me go on my YouTube, but I saw this old archive video that's obviously private to the world, but I could see it, and it was a vlog from 2017. Me and my best friend Ja, and we was at J. Cole's concert, and I was just kind of vlogging my life at the time, my studio process, just everything kind of like me. And I was so happy at the end of watching that 10-minute vlog from 2017 because that was when I first started my journey. The evolution of 7 began around that time, if not earlier that year. And I was so happy because the same shit that I'm talking now, I was talking then. And it was just damn, I always had it pretty much is what I was seeing, you know what I'm saying? But now it's just the maturation of those elements and I'm seeing it in real time and it's growing. And it just also made me more grateful, patient, and trusting in the universe and in my process and in my journey because of where I started, where I'm at now, and just knowing that I have the setup from the universe in these moments to know where I'm going to go. And everything happened for a reason. If I would just look back to all these different milestones and just different projects I put out as whatever, and just the adversity that I thought was adversity, but it was really just we're going to put this on hold right now. And when it come out, it's going to be perfect. Prime example is I just released my merch, as y'all can see, released it last week. And the audio or the soundtrack for the merch was actually a beat for an artist down here in Atlanta, right? I think it was 2018 when I first linked up with him, and we had the song supposed to be for his album that never came out. I think still working on it right now. But because of that, I was like, y'all, yo, you taking a long ass time to lay this track, bro, and and I'm holding this record for you, and you fucking up my money, bro, because this is a fine song, and then you're not doing nothing with it. You haven't even recorded to it yet. You know what I'm saying? So obviously I pulled it, and it ended up being the soundtrack to my merch that has gotten a lot of attention. And I have to say that it's because of all the elements, the cinematography of the commercial, but as well as the music. You know what I'm saying? So that's just an example of how everything just happened for a reason. So I'm patient with my process now. I'm excited for my journey, for the things that I've experienced and the things that I don't know.
Dope, man. I'm curious. So tell us a little bit more about how you came up with the name 7. Where does that come from, and how did that parlay into sort of you starting your brand based on that?
Yeah.
And how did we get Channel 7 podcast?
Word. So Channel 7 podcast, that's a story in its separateness. So I'm gonna hit on that after I talk about 7 because they're kind of connected. So 7, as y'all can see, I have 3 7s on my chain. My birth date is August the 7th, right? Numerology, 7 is representative for wisdom and, also divinity. And I feel like all those things just kind of like embody who I am and what I try to represent in the example I try to set for the world. You know what I mean? So I try to carry that theme, I guess, with me in life. And once I kind of just connected all these dots, it was kind of like, what better way or what better like moniker or name to tote than 7, you know what I'm saying? Because it's just like, like I said, you have these omens when you go through certain journeys and certain paths that you want to walk through. And once I started learning about all these different concepts and how they're all connected, it was just like writing on the wall for me, you know what I'm saying? In addition to my birthday, like I said, is August the 7th, meaning I'm a Leo. Leo is the leader of the zodiac. And I feel like that is also a key component in who I am and how I move in the world as well. So just all these different things that's kind of poetically but perfectly describe me and embody me. And, that's why I chose the name 7. But to answer your question about Channel 7 podcast, I've actually been podcasting for a very long time. I've been podcasting since I had to explain what a podcast was to people. Back in like 2016, you know what I'm saying? And it was called The Conscious Entertainment at the time. Like I was like 19 or 20 or some shit like that. Yeah. I just started. And it went through its ups and downs, man. I remember when I first started, I was recording with my phone on a stack of books in the middle of a table with like a group of people around the phone. Like that's how like thugged out we was, you know what I'm saying? But we was making it work. And just the evolution of the show, of my process and my setup has been beautiful as well. Channel 7 became the name, the brand, because it was kind of also a no-brainer. My name is 7. How do I cross-brand both of my companies? Channel 7 podcast, it was like ingenious to me. And it was recommended to me from somebody who I went to school with at the time. They were like, bro, why don't you just call it Channel 7? And I was just like, oh my God, it's perfect. So that's how the inception of Channel 7 podcast came into play. It's a seasonal format. Also poetic because it's like a TV Channel 7, but I operate like in a seasonal format too. But
no, it's really cool when those concepts come together and work that way. Like me and Nick had a similar experience with Stay Busy where we just found so many different ideas and it's like, yo, this just makes so much sense. Like it's crazy how much sense this makes.
Yeah.
So yeah. What's been the most challenging aspect of podcasting for you?
The most challenging? Finding people who I want to talk to.
I mean,
I think that's real because I don't want to talk to everybody. Like, and that's the thing because I think my show is so special, and I'm not trying to get on my rest tip. I'm gonna end up with some humbleness. Sure? I'm positive.
You sure you're not?
I swear to God, check me out. I mean, in a sense, like I think it's so special, or what the fans tell me of how special it is to them. Let me say that the fans say that it's so special to them, and I think I understand what they mean because every single guest on there is specially curated and handpicked. I'm not going after anyone off of the fame and success because I don't care about that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's way more to podcasting than just getting behind a mic. And you know that because you're podcasters. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Just because you're a celebrity and you're famous and you're rich or whatever the fuck does not mean you're going to be entertaining and compelling for a radio show. You know what I'm saying? And I've learned that the hard way by having guests that I'm just looking awkwardly across the table and I'm just like, I'm fucking up right now. You know? So I think that's probably been the biggest thing for me, just finding people who I genuinely want to talk to who are also genuinely good for a radio show. You know,
that's a challenge. To book the right guests, and I think it's mostly important to book the right guests for the proper brand that are on brand. And I think that's been something that we've been really focusing in on, is that getting people on who are going to add value to our listeners, and people who are going to bring unique perspectives. And so I can totally agree with you. It's a very selective process so far as make sure the person's on brand, but also like sometimes we have people who we want it to be good for entertain. You want it to be entertaining as well at the same time, or draw you into the conversation. So I guess with that said, of your guests, have you had a favorite so far?
Or
a few that you really enjoy?
I have had a couple episodes that I really love. From season 1, I would say Alan Thomas. That was a really good episode. Alan Thomas. A lot of them from season 2, man. Like season 2 was really good. I enjoyed you and I's episode as well.
Yeah, I listened back the other day. Yeah, in preparation for this, I listened back. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah. But I think my favorite from season 2 would be episode 1 of season 2 with Jay Newton. That was pretty cool. But the last one with Christine Onjoko, the season finale from season 2.
Tell people what she does, or just what some of those people do.
Man, I love Christine, man. So she's also a music producer out in LA. Super fly. And she was on for the season finale, and we just had such a genuine conversation. And surprising to a lot of the listeners of my show, 85% of the time, that is my very first conversation with every single one of my guests. So it's organic.
That's fair.
It's organic from the top and the bottom, but it also speaks to the personhood of the guests, because they're such good personalities that they contribute to such a well-written episode, or not well-written, but a well-performed episode in an hour. And that's our first time meeting and have a conversation. So shout out to everybody on top of the board, man, from people who listen and subscribe to obviously like my guests from past and the alumni family of Channel 7, man.
Yeah.
So we know that you have recently gotten on Clubhouse as well. I've been on there for maybe like a little over a month. Nick maybe like a few days less than me. And we both have our personal takes on it. We did a board meeting on it a couple weeks ago. But I would love to hear about your experiences on the app, because like the app has grown so rapidly just over like week to week basis, and like they've done a lot of cool fixes for it, a lot of cool updates. But yeah, just what are your general feelings on Clubhouse?
Man, Clubhouse started off so fucking good, but now it's turned into Birdhouse. That's what I call it now.
Oh my god!
Like Clubhouse it's been ran through the mud now, bro. Like, it's so low quality to me. And it's crazy because somebody had a room talking about that exact same thing. And it was a woman saying the same shit. She was like, yo, like, I don't want to look at, do you wash your pussy with soap or water at 10 a.m.? But these are the type of rooms that we have in this app now.
Nah, really? No, for
real.
You know
what I'm saying?
He's right, though. Like I'll like clock in at 9 a.m. just to check. Just to check what's happening. I don't want to talk to nobody, but they be having late night rooms early in the morning. It's
man. What's going on? And like we having girls on there gawking for cash apps, and it's like, yo, like let's move a little bit of class, man. Like if you gonna get your bread, but like it's like girls go on there just for the cash app now. And if you not falling in line with that, they kick you off the stage. They kick women off the stage for bigging up men and being positive towards men. And like, hell no, we on that shit. We on that toxic femininity, Where your fucking cash app, nigga? If you're not cash apping $1,000, you're a broke boy. And it's just like, I pick and choose how I interact with the app now.
Yeah, can you speak to some of your positivity?
All right, okay.
I know the entire app, your entire experience hasn't been just cash apping and crazy morning, feminine hygiene conversations. So
man, it's been great. Early on, everything was like beautiful with like the type of people that were on the apps, type of conversations. I mean, like I had personal conversations with Nick, like, yo, like this shit is a gold mine, right? I've connected with people in Georgia, politicians and business owners, and et cetera, et cetera. And it's really just strengthened my network, and that still exists on the app. So let me clarify, that is still there, but you have to navigate it a little bit more acutely now. How I navigate the app now, I try to go for smaller rooms, because the smaller rooms is more intimate, and that's how you actually have conversations with people, and get to know them and connect with them outside of the app. I think the bigger rooms are good for the knowledge personally, but not necessarily for like conversation.
You're not connecting.
Yeah, because it's like
they're just
20,
panels.
it's 20 niggas on the stage. There's no way that we're going to talk that's just for visibility, so to speak. But
exactly.
I want to be fair. Like, I definitely don't want to act like it's been all bad for me too, because I was the same. Like, I had the same conversations with Nick when I first got on the app. Like, yo, Punch from TDE popped in here.
Right, yo, we talking to
Braun. And it's like it's real cool. But then you realize everyone's like that. Everyone's getting in these rooms to try to get next to these people, and like, there's so much to gain from the app. Like, me and Nick have built so many genuine relationships with people. Yeah, it's too much power in your hand.
And it's so crazy. It's so crazy you say that, because a girl made a tweet the other day that got a lot of traction. I'm not sure if y'all saw it or not, but the girl asked, has anybody else experienced imposter syndrome since being on Clubhouse? And a lot of people was like, yeah. And I felt that same, I felt the same way too. Like, it was a whirlwind of emotions and like, good and bad. But the imposter syndrome part was like, I know I'm not as big as the people who I'm having conversations with, like we're friends, but is my ego getting energized and charged up to feel like I'm bigger than my environment and the people around me as well, just because I got an invite to this quote unquote exclusive app that we now see ain't even exclusive anymore. And that goes towards and highlights how fickle and fake power is, because it tripped me out to feel like I was a little bit more like I ascended to a new level pretty much. Like, I just hit a different level in my career just by being on this app, and I'm talking to people and I'm connecting and experiencing my gaining relationships in my network, which is true, right? But it does not mean that I am at any of a higher level of stature before I got on the app or even after now. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like a lot of people had that because it was literally a room full of either people who had a lot of shit to lose or people who were working to have a lot of shit to lose. And it was great for the conversations and the connections, but I think we all gained a lesson of like humbleness, which is, I'm all for that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm all for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, switching gears a little bit more, I want to, hear who you've been listening to these days, like what's on your playlist these days, and who should be on our radar that's on yours that we may not have heard of.
Man, it's this dude named Sam Dew. Have y'all heard of him?
Sam, how do you D-U?
Yeah, D-E-W.
Oh, Dew, like morning dew. Sam Dew? No, I haven't heard of Sam.
Oh my God. So I found out because Soundwave reposted a single that he did with Sam.
TD's producer, Kendrick's producer, for those who don't know.
Right. And Soundwave was one of my favorite producers. And so I instantly went to run tours him and hear what he had. Oh my God, that shit is amazing. Like, it's
R&B or hip hop?
R&B.
Okay.
It's different. It's falsetto. It's musical. It's amazing. Sam is one. I've been listening to a lot of Ty Dolla $ign on last album. Busta Rhymes joint. I've been listening to select pieces from there.
Honey.
Yeah. Black Thought, his album.
Thought was amazing. He's my favorite rapper probably ever.
Word. That's
my favorite rapper.
Their
album.
Yeah. Not Kanye.
Here we go.
Not Kanye.
Okay,
way better than Kanye.
And I don't even think that's it's not a hot take.
I was just doing a heat check. I was doing a heat check.
Oh no, you weren't. No, of course. No. Goofy. So yeah, I go ahead. My fault.
Now you good. And that's really much it. That's been in my immediate burn play. You know what I'm saying?
Cool.
Yeah.
So what I want to hear, and I remember, around, I believe it was around June, when the riots were happening and everything was happening in the world, and you were going so hard with a specific plan you started on social media. And so I would love for you to tell people about that plan, everything that it entailed, and just your general intentions for how you want to impact the community within your hometown.
Word. Thank you for bringing that up too.
Of course.
So during the height of civil protests, I don't even say I created the Anaconda Plan because I stole it from the Civil War General Robert E. Lee.
You stole it from Robert E. Lee. Never mind. I thought you stole it from the Union and you repurposed it. But yes, we stole it for the greater good.
Yeah. I stole that shit. So the name of this plan was called the Economic Plan, and it pretty much what's the word I'm looking for? Strategically positioned our economic power to get us what we needed as American people, specifically Black people, but as American people, as far as justices in this country. And what it entailed was, at the time, I organized it for Juneteenth, for the first wave of attack, for us to just completely stop spending money. If this country lost north of, I think the number was $100 billion in one day from just people not spending money, we would get some changes the next day, I promise. Immediately. And with a lot of people in division over what methods to take, whether they be nonviolent or violent, I felt like this was the most congruent way to galvanize both sides to get the same outcome, because regardless of whether you wanted us to burn shit down or to peacefully protest and vote, we both understand how powerful money is. And we also understand how white people only really value two things: reputation and money. And they value reputation really more than the money, because the reputation is what allows them to get more money. So if we take away all power, which is the dollar, then we get what we want, quickly. So that was the basis of the Anaconda Plan. We did kind of two waves. First was Juneteenth, and the second was the 4th of July. It ended up fizzling out, to my dismay. I'm very heartbroken because I felt like I wasn't strong enough in the beginning to lead such a massive movement, because it really caught steam a lot quicker than I expected. I remember posting the flyer. Well, actually, let me take a step back. I was out in the streets in Atlanta, I think that Friday. By that Saturday or Sunday morning, I created the idea in my head because I was like, we got to get some shit cracking. Monday, I posted it at 8 a.m. By 12 o'clock, it was viral. And I wasn't expecting that big of a jump so quickly. And this was also my first time being a leader in such a magnitude as well. So it was so new to me. On top of just like dealing with the emotions of the world, Yeah. So I was unprepared. I must say, I was unprepared. But in that honesty, I will say that this is not the end for me, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, I took from this experience of what I learned. I'm grateful for it. But I know what I need to do now as I extend in my personhood and my quote unquote celebrity, and how to impactfully get change quicker and efficiently as I go, and more strategically as well, because this is very, I think to say it's personal would be an understatement. We're all Black men on talking, other than Karen, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you know what I'm saying? I'm sure Karen understands what we go through. So it's like, it's all like an American struggle. That's why I said, like, it was geared towards all people, regardless of any division that they may try to place upon you, because you're still an American citizen at the end of the day. And if you're not in the 1% of classism, man, like, you're bottom of the barrel. So,
well, I want to commend you for doing the Anaconda Plan, also being willing to admit that it might not have worked out the way you wanted to, because there were so many people at that time putting out statements, just talking about what other people should be doing. And they weren't doing nothing. They weren't doing anything. And you have to grow into being a leader of a movement. So you being able to accept that supposed failure, and like you went viral. You had people who were with it, so I wouldn't call it a failure.
No, it wasn't a failure at all. It was definitely a learning experience as well.
Yeah,
I wish that I would not have let other people's negative emotions and lack of faith to rub off on me.
Mm-hmm.
Because obviously, like, you go viral like that, I was getting messages like, "Man, this shit ain't gonna work. Ha, nice try." You know, I let that shit get at me, and because that was my first time ever being on a stage like that, I didn't know how to properly process that. You know what I'm saying? But I learned. You know what I'm saying? It's good. We held a cookout in Atlanta on the day of Juneteenth to galvanize everybody who was boycotting with us financially. Man, it was great. We had a good ass time. You know what I'm saying? My mom sent me a text message. I don't know if this is true or not, or this is effective from us, but it said the stock market had dropped a little bit. So I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take that credit.
Of course,
as if it did. You know what I'm saying? But I have a lot of real world solutions to a lot of our real world problems that I want to enact on, because I feel like a lot of people we get into this habit as humans in this society to do the bare minimum and think it's enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like there's no reason why we still have homeless people at the magnitude that we do.
Yeah.
We shouldn't have hungry people in the magnitude that we do. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Agreed.
like feeding the homeless one time a week or one time a month or a year doesn't do shit except try to, you know, patronize your own ego. Like, we could really solve world hunger quickly.
Yeah.
Have y'all ever worked on a film set? Do y'all know how much fucking food they throw away a night?
It's actually disgusting.
It is crazy.
It's disgusting how much I think in general in TV and film, how much waste there is, period. Water waste, food waste.
It's a wasteful
it's pretty wasteful.
You know, so when we have these real like solutions that are in our face, but we still have these problems that persist, something doesn't click. And I'm a man of solutions. You know what I'm saying? I don't talk about problems if there's no point in solving them, because the problems wouldn't even exist if there's no solution at the end of that anyways. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of things that I want to do on a small scale as best as I can at the at the stage that I'm at right now, with the resources and accessibility that I can to actively and permanently help people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So what do you I guess last question what are you looking forward to this year so far, for next year, for 2021, and how are you planning to close out this year strong, given we're in the Q4 last quarter?
Man,
2 minutes ago.
I think I've been on a good stride for this last quarter, these last 2 months, man. My merch just dropped, like I said, last week. It's been doing pretty well. Sade Smooth music video. We just recorded today. I'm so happy for the turnout. That's going to be dropping in the next 2 weeks. Content is up. What else? My next single, we're working on that right now. That should be dropping at the top of 2021, maybe around February or so. Season 3 of Channel 7 podcast also going to be at the top of the year. Yeah, man, loading song. So I'm just really getting in gear, man. These last 2 months have been just like loading the clip. The clip is coming out, and I'm excited for everything that's in store, the things that I know and don't know.
Good for you, man. Good for you.
All right, man.
Love that. Well, we thank you for being so candid with us. We thank you for bringing the energy, lots and lots of energy. And we didn't even get to one qualm I had with your conversation with Nick on the podcast. You had
What's up?
You had some comments about Ari Lennox's songwriting. Yeah,
I
remember. I remember that conversation, but we could let it rock because we got to close.
All right.
Just know, okay. You and I, you might have to come to a big R&B discussion we had, or we can get into this.
All right.
Thank you again so much for all of the insight.
Thank both of y'all,
everyone, follow Seven on socials. We're gonna post his socials here for y'all to read, so I don't gotta say it. And because y'all might not have cleaned your ears. You might not hear me properly. Let's get to the, you know what I'm saying? Let's get to the bulletin board. Taylor Crumpton once again doing big things. What a 2020 for Taylor Crumpton. She is a part of the 5 writers who were selected by Shea Serrano to submit content to a book. She's going to have her own book written about Big Tuck's Purple Hulk. It is available on Gumroad.com, I believe on Monday. So tap in and follow Taylor Crumpton at Taylor Crumpton on Twitter. We will post her @ name for y'all as well. Kev, one of our creative guys, our creative director, he just put out his own merch. What he's been doing is he's been taking popular albums and taking the track lists and kind of arranging them in really cool visual creative ways that I can't formulate with my hands.
You're doing it justice.
But just know it's fire. So hit up buyfrank.com. We're going to post that as well because it's Frank spelled with a PH, not a F. So, we got y'all. Don't worry. That's all we got on the bulletin board. But you need to wash your hands, sanitize, moisturize. Apparently outside about to close again. Lockdown seems imminent.
Chicago locking down on Monday.
So I believe as of 10 p.m. tonight, New York City will be on a more strict schedule. I'm back in Jersey, so I'm not going nowhere. I'm quarantined by choice. But everybody, make sure you stay safe, follow the rules. Once again, it is the boy, the host, Armon. I'm here with the co-host extraordinaire, Nicholas Early, with the hair, and we got our boy Seven. Holding it down for Atlanta, DeKalb. I hope I pronounced that right.
Come on, DeKalb.
I'm sorry, DeKalb.
Holy Mecca.
See, I goofed. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, stay safe, stay humble, stay busy. Let's hit the outro.
You did. You know the vibes.
Baby girl, how you feeling? I've been out in the world, staying busy, taking time, getting right if you miss me. I've been out in the world, staying busy.
Mondays 9 a.m. Party with the gang. Every week tell a friend. Busy over everything. Busy boys, article now. Ain't you heard? Got the vibes. They put you on. Got the slides. I'm the size. Running dog. No, he hold it down.
Baby girl, how you feeling? I've been out in the world, staying busy, taking time, getting right if you miss me. I've been out in the world, staying busy.